time for another Rolling Thunder television program. This week's program is presented in part by Livonia Speedway in Livonia, Georgia, the Hayes Automotive Group in Baldwin, the Fast Tracks Racing Series, and by Toccoa Motor Speedway in Toccoa. We'll be back with this week's racing results from the local tracks in just a moment. Good evening. Welcome to another Rolling Thunder television program. I'm Bill Kelly, your host, and tonight we've got some interesting guests on the show. We'll get to them in just a minute, but first of all, last weekend there was a little racing done in the area. Not a lot, but a little bit anyway. Rain just played havoc with the racing schedule. Livonia, Toccoa, and Sugar Creek all rained out this past Saturday night. But Westminster somehow managed to get their show in last Friday night. And Tony Hedden won his second limited late model feature in a row. Wesley English was second, Randy Hemphill third, and Grant Jordan was fourth. In the street hobby, Rusty Williams ended Buddy Berry's win streak at 5. Buddy'd won 5 in a row and was going for 6 in a row, but he had a lot of mechanical problems and just misfortune this past Friday night. David Cunley and Farrell Spivey rounded out the top 3. Emmy Enduro's Daniel Snow won his 6th Enduro in a row at Westminster this past Friday night. And we're going to see what he can do this coming Friday at Westminster. Nick Sellers finished second. In the crate, it was Bubba Russell, Jody Palmer, and George Reese Jr. This is the first time I can recall that Jody Palmer, and I remember in a while, had been beat at Westminster when he was there. So Bubba Russell came over and did the trick. Tommy Hendricks won the Stock 4. Jackie Holden, who'll be our guest in a week or so on the program, was second, and Nick McCall was third. In the Bombers, T.J. Watts continued to dominate the Bombers over there, and Flint Gilliam was second. Well, tonight we got a lot of interesting things to talk about. In the coming weeks on this program, I think next week we're going to have on the program Justin Holmes, and Jesse Williams will be on next week. Of course, we got Kyle Gordon, Bo Taylor, and Jackie Holden coming up in a couple of 3 weeks, too. We'll be back to tell you about tonight's guest and talk with Ethan Hunter and Kenny Collins right after this.
Come see Georgia's oldest and fastest 5/16 mile stock car track at Toccoa Speedway. Don't miss 7 divisions of racing, all the way from the 750 horsepower super lates all the way down to the pure stock. See cars hitting 100 miles per hour on the High Bank Speedway. Get down to Highway 17 South. Races are on Saturday, 7:30 p.m. starting April 5th. Call 706-827-0004 for details. Or log on to www.ToccoaMotorspeedway.com. Saturday nights belong to Toccoa Speedway.
Livonia Speedway is the place to be Saturday nights in Northeast Georgia and the Carolinas. Bring the family and bring your friends. Pack the cooler, bring the grill, and come out early to tailgate along trackside. See all your favorite drivers battle it out on the fastest dirt track in Georgia, located on Highway 77 between Hartwell and Livonia. Fun for the entire family. For more information, go to LivoniaSpeedway.com.
The Fast Tracks Racing Series, coming to a track near you. With a $250,000 point fund this year, the Fast Track Series pays a good purse, has fair rules. It has a family atmosphere and a great points fund, while at the same time controlling the cost. The Fast Tracks Racing Series, look for it at a track near you. Rolling Thunder Magazine, proud to have the Fast Track Series on board.
Tahoe, Suburban, Avalanche, Silverado.
Robin,
Colorado.
what are you doing?
Thinking about the great prices on all new Chevrolets.
What great prices?
We have 06 Colorado crew cabs for $19,500, extended cabs for $15,500, and regular cabs for $14,500.
What about Silverados?
We have 06 Silverado crew cab 4x4s for $24,900, extended cab 4x4s for $22,900, or regular cab two-wheel drives for $15,900.
That's Hayes Chevrolet, just 3 miles south of Cornelia on Highway 365.
Chevrolet, American Revolution. Well, good evening. I'm glad everybody could join us tonight on Rolling Thunder. This is a new show. We're going to be looking at the results every week from the races the week before. When we get into some results, of course, there are no results to report right now. But tonight, I've got a couple of young gentlemen with me that I'm proud to know. I've known these I want to say for a long time, but they're not that old. Together, they're a whole 28 years old, both 14 years old. And over here to my far left is Kenny Collins. And here's the other 14-year-old. I want to say 13. So he just turned 14. When did you turn? September? So it hasn't been that long ago. But this is Ethan Hunter. And we're going to be talking. Well, y'all have to forgive my glasses tonight. I lost my good glasses, but I'm getting old and can't see without them. But we're going to be talking to these fellows. You know, between them, they've been racing everything from go-karts up to, they're going to move up into limiteds this year in dirt track racing. We'll be talking to them throughout the night, and it's good to have y'all with us. I wanted to start off with a couple of I call you the young lions, and you're the future of dirt track racing. Kenny and Ethan, it's good to have you. I know y'all are from a little bit different backgrounds. I'll start, since you're the furthest away, I'll start with you. Kenny, I know you've been racing. You came from a racing family. Your dad, Robin, and your uncle, Gary Collins, who both raced for a long time. And I understand that your dad says he's going to retire.
You can't believe it.
I didn't believe it either. I wonder if he is, but if he does, he's going to devote a lot of time to your car this year and put you up front. Now, you're going to be racing in the limited this year. Where are you going to be racing most of the year?
Livonia Speedway.
Okay. All right, Livonia. And Ethan, we'll move over to you now. You have progressed from go-karts, because I've seen you, both of you boys race for a long time now. You started at 106 on the cars. You started Livonia, I think, basically, didn't you? But Ethan, you're going to be running again in the limiteds this year.
Yes, sir.
And I understand you got a little surprise for folks, so that you may be pulling out of the hat sometime this year. I understand that you're not going to race in the Super Late models this year, but you got a car.
Yes.
Okay. Was that a deep, dark secret?
Not really.
Okay, okay, that was good. And I didn't want you to divulge any deep, dark secrets. But it's good to have you fellas with us. Now, we're going to talk about some of the action that you've seen. We're going to go back to the go-kart days in just a minute. I've even got some footage of you guys in go-karts, which a lot of folks may never have seen you in. I've seen both of you. I know go-karting. What is the big difference between moving from go-karts to cars?
The way you drive, entering the corner, go-karts don't have to do much turning in the corner. So with a race car, you got more feel for it. Get your car rolled over and turned.
That's the difference between how much does a go-kart weigh?
325
something
pounds.
There's a lot of difference between 325 pounds and what, 2,400 pounds, and a lot more motor there, I know. But a lot of the top drivers now started in go-karts. I'm talking about, I think, Tony Stewart and Chris Madden. A lot of your top drivers have started in the go-karts. You guys have been racing now. How long have you been running now? Tell me.
Since 1998, I was 6 years old.
Okay, Ethan, when did you start?
Since 1998.
Okay, so both of you right around 6 years old. You guys have done a tremendous job. We're going to come back after we take a little break here and talk about some of the things coming up for them this year and talk about a little bit of their history. But first, let's take a little break. Why should you buy a Dixie chopper from North Georgia Equipment Parts in Clarksville, Georgia? How about operator comfort, the best warranty in the industry, or maybe ease of service and low cost of maintenance? See Dixie Chopper Mowers at North Georgia Equipment Parts on Highway 17, the Toccoa Highway in Clarksville. Also, checkers offering the strongest deck in the industry. North Georgia Equipment Parts. You can call 877-779-7278. Ask about the uptime guarantee to all lawn maintenance companies.
Baby, look up, there's our star in the middle of the sky, shining where we are to comfort you and I. But I hold you in the dark, I hope you see the light and passion of my heart in the simple
If you're interested in having a fun time, yet help the community and help those less fortunate than you need to consider becoming a Lion. Both the Cornelia Lions Clubs and the Clarksville Lions Club would love to have you as a member. Why don't you get in touch with a Lions Club member today? The Cornelia Lions meet on the first and third Monday at 6:30 at the Steakhouse in Baldwin. By the way, the ladies of the Lions are calling for the Children's Film Festival tickets now. So when one calls you, dig deep and support your Lions Clubs. Or go to www.cornelialions.org. The Children's Film Festival is a project of the Cornelia Lions Club. Looking for a gunsmith with years of experience? You need to call Curtis Wilbanks at Wilbanks Gun Repair. His work is dependable and reasonable. Wilbanks Gun Repair at 161 Ridge Road at East Denali. Just call 706-282-0116 or 706-244-0110 for Wilbanks Gun Repair. Curtis Wilbanks, specializing in shotgun work. Wilbanks Gun Repair. Welcome back to Rolling Thunder. We appreciate you joining us tonight. We're talking with Ethan Hunter and Kenny Collins, two of the young guns in dirt track racing here in the area. And they, like we told you earlier, started out in go-karts several years ago, but they've had some accomplishments in cars in the past few years. I was going to ask these two fellas exactly what they thought their biggest achievement was. Ethan, what are you most proud of that you've accomplished so far?
I won the first half-point series at Tacoma Motor Speedway.
That's great. You came on strong there toward the end of the year, and it was a tight race up, pretty much. Did it go down to last night?
Yes, I lost the total points by 7 points.
7 points. Well, I tell you what, there's a lot of folks in the stands pulling for you, though. You've got a lot of fans, haven't you?
Yes, sir.
All right. And Kitty's got a lot of fans. I know he has. You better have, he says. Anyway, Kitty, what would you say is your biggest win so far?
Well, we won the Georgia State Championship race, Bonnie Speedway, last year.
That's great.
Yeah.
A lot of competition in those races, too.
$450, yeah.
A lot of money up for those grabs. And how many cars would you say?
25, I think.
And that was, of course, was Enduro.
Yes, sir.
And of course, both of you have been through the ranks, so to speak. Now, both of you are moving up to limited. I mentioned that earlier. What do you hope to accomplish this year, Kenny?
It'll be a good year. I hope we'll win a race. At least one qualify on the pole.
You
can learn.
Yeah, well, you got a lot. You still got a lot of time to learn. You and Ethan both. Ethan, what would you like to accomplish this year?
I would like to win some of the state championships. Phoenix City, Alabama, the Alabama State Championship.
Okay, well, that sounds good. Now, Phoenix City, Alabama, a lot of folks listening may not exactly know what that is. There's a big race down there, the Alabama State Championships, which is a big race, and they have other big races. Livonia hosts the Georgia State Championships every year, which is a big race for a lot of the guys. And when you start talking about state championships, you're talking about a lot of cars from all over the states and just all over the South, really. We're not just talking about Alabama and Georgia here. You've got some competition down there, haven't you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me ask you one other question. Now, you both run several tracks, and I'm going to ask you a loaded question. Now, I'll ask Kenny first. What's your favorite track?
You mean as far as the way it's laid out or
As far as
front
laid
drive?
out, yeah.
I like Phoenix City.
Phoenix City,
Alabama.
yeah.
It's big, wide, and fast.
Big, wide, and fast. That's a good track. Ethan, what about you?
I would have to say Phoenix City too.
Yeah, both of you are Phoenix City guys, down in the middle portion of Alabama. And of course, you both run there, and both run, both of you run some of you at Livonia, of course, Tacoma. And you ran some over at Sugar Creek last year, I know, didn't you?
Yes, sir. Cleveland, Tennessee.
Cleveland. Now that is a track that's got a good reputation. Cleveland, Tennessee. You go up there, and you know you're going to have a lot of competition. How'd you do up there?
We was leading the race with, I think, 5 laps to go and got taken out.
I thought you told me that. And that happens. Unfortunately, I guess that's part of it, isn't it? You have to learn to take that with the good with the bad, I guess. And Kenny, A lot of the tracks you run at. You mentioned Livonia and Phoenix City and
Tacoma, Westminster, South Carolina Speedway.
Now, I was fortunate enough to, of course, announce at Tacoma and Westminster both. I saw you in a race last year over at Westminster that you deal side by side for what, 3 or 4 laps
Yeah, sir.
with Chad Puckett, I think it was.
Yes, sir.
And that was the night you came from back to front, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
I think we got some video of that. But you started on the pole,
Right.
wrecked or got wrecked or something.
When we took off, we had one start, car on the outside. It's real slick at Westminster where you take off. He come down into me, we hit, I stopped, and they restarted the race. Come back around the second time, we hit again, we did that, we hit back, and when I hit him the second time, cut the right front tire down. Come in the pits, come back out, started last, all the way up the front, and like you said, 3 laps side by side with Chad.
That was quite a race, and you never touched. You did some good clean racing there. I remember that. A lot of folks remember that. I know you was a pretty happy fella that night when I was over.
Yeah,
Yep.
tired.
Yes, yep. You tired.
Very.
That's something we don't talk about. How tiring is it to run a feature race of 15 or 20 laps? A lot of folks think, well, 20 laps, that's nothing. But that's a lot of work, isn't it, fellas?
Depends on where you at.
Yeah. But now Ethan here, you won feature when last year at Tacoma?
In September.
Was it September? I can't remember now. You won one feature last year. Won 2 last year. Just one. Okay, you won 1 last year. Now, I know that night in the stands, you know, I think the people up there was cheering for you and yelling for you. And I think both of y'all are fan favorites. I just want you to know that. And I've never seen anything bad out of either one of you. You run clean, and of course, you know, that to me means a lot in racing. And I've heard some guys say before, you learn who you can race with and who you can't race with. And there's some people, I guess, you just can't get up there side by side with and stay there anyway. Well, let me ask you, I was going to talk about this earlier, got off on something else. Both of you. Ethan, who's your hero as far as racing?
Casey Roberts.
I knew that was coming, 101. Why did I know that? You've got Casey's number, and Casey's been kind of your mentor, hasn't he, to a point? I mean,
Yes.
Just a good friend and mentor, and helps you out as far as the racing went. Now, I'm going to ask Kenny this, and he better come up with the right answer. He may have to walk home tonight. Who's your heroes?
My dad, Robert.
Yeah. And,
Billy Moyer.
yeah, Billy Moyer, he's got quite a name too. He's run the late models, the big national programs, of course. But let's talk a little bit about your background. I know we touched on it. Your dad says he's going to retire. We won't get into that again. But how long has he been racing? Do you know?
27 years, I think.
27.
1978.
Oh, okay, quite a long. I think your mom told me that he'd been racing since they were married, I know, pretty much. And it's been a racing family. Of course, we mentioned your Uncle Gary. Now, they have primarily stayed in this area, haven't they?
Right.
As far as the racing goes.
Gary got out and did a little traveling last year. Southern All-Star, Carolina Clash.
Right. Would y'all like to someday run in Southern All-Stars? Carolina Clash? I think that's everybody's goal. Right now in this part of the country, that's probably one of your top series right there. And I've always enjoyed it. We're going to have to take a little break, but we'll be back with Kenny and Ethan in just a minute.
Come see Georgia's oldest and fastest 5/16 mile stock car track at Tacoma Speedway. Don't miss 7 divisions of racing, all the way from the 750 horsepower super lates all the way down to the pure stock. See cars hitting 100 miles per hour on the High Bank Speedway. Get down to Highway 17 South. Races are on Saturday, 7:30 p.m. starting April 5th. Call 706-827-0004 for details. Or log on to www.tacomamotorspeedway.com. Saturday nights belong to Tacoma Speedway.
Livonia Speedway is the place to be Saturday nights in Northeast Georgia and the Carolinas. Bring the family and bring your friends. Pack the cooler, bring the grill, and come out early to tailgate along trackside. See all your favorite drivers battle it out on the fastest dirt track in Georgia, located on Highway 77 between Hartwell and Livonia. Fun for the entire family. For more information, go to LavoniaSpeedway.com.
The Fast Tracks Racing Series, coming to a track near you. With a $250,000 point fund this year, the Fast Track Series pays a good purse, has fair rules. It has a family atmosphere and a great points fund, while at the same time controlling the cost. The Fast Tracks Racing Series, look for it at a track near you. Rolling Thunder Magazine, proud to have the Fast Track Series on board.
Tahoe, Suburban, Avalanche, Silverado.
Robin, what are you
Colorado.
doing?
Thinking about the great prices on all new Chevrolets.
What great prices?
We have 06 Colorado crew cabs for $19,500, extended cabs for $15,500, and regular cabs for $14,500.
What about Silverados?
We have 06 Silverado crew cab 4x4s for $24,900, extended cab 4x4s for $22,900, or regular cab two-wheel drives for $15,900.
That's Hayes Chevrolet, just 3 miles south of Cornelia on Highway 365.
Chevrolet, American Revolution.
All right, welcome back to Rolling Thunder, and we're having a good time tonight with these two fellas. Of course, Kenny and Ethan are youngsters, and other than racing, let me ask you, Kenny, what do you like to do other than race?
Work.
Work.
I like to work.
You like to work,
Get stuff
okay.
done, build things,
What do you like to build?
anything. Model cars. I like
Model cars. You like model cars?
I like to work on a race car too.
Okay. In case there are any girls watching the show tonight who might be interested, I know your girlfriend's right over there. So he's taken. But Ethan, is your girlfriend gonna watch this show?
Yes.
Oh, forget it then, I won't get, but Ethan and Kenny are both 14. What grade are y'all in?
I'm in 8th grade.
8th grade.
I'm a freshman.
You're a freshman, okay. Where'd you go to school? Kenny?
Madison County High School.
Madison County High School, okay. Where you go?
I go to Raven County Middle School.
Raven County Middle School in Madison County. Okay, so what do you like to do, Ethan?
I like to play baseball.
You a baseball player, huh? You any good? Are you as good a baseball player as you are a race driver?
No.
Well, I didn't really think you were, because you'd have to be awful good to be as good a baseball player as you was a race car driver. What did you rather do, drive a race car or be on TV?
Drive a race.
Drive a race car. How come I knew that was coming? These two guys, they get in these cars and they race, and we're going to somehow this year going to try to get some footage shot inside one of these cars, maybe at qualifying, and let you see what it's like. Now, I'm going to ask you, Ethan, I'll ask you, then I'll ask Kenny, describe a lap around, say, Tacoma. Can you do that? Or am I putting you on the spot?
It's hard to do qualifying because when you're running with a pack of cars, you've got marks to judge by when to let off the gas, when to pick up the throttle, and when you're out there all by yourself, it's a whole lot different.
Sure is. When you're qualifying at Tacoma, what's your top speed, would you say?
Probably 110.
110, okay, and you slow down in the turns, of course, and you speed up. Now at Livonia, where you're going to be running mostly, describe a lap around Livonia.
It's a little different than Tacoma. Tacoma's more fast-paced, quicker reactions. Livonia's more of a smooth handling track, really.
It's got a little longer straightaways.
Right, it's not as high main.
How fast do you go at Livonia on straightaways?
A car like a limited car?
Yeah.
About like Tacoma.
Oh, okay. Now, of course, Tacoma, I work at Tacoma, as the announcer over there, and I know that Ethan's hero, Casey Roberts, came over and set a new track record, 11.97 something, but that, a lot of people never thought that would be done. And people couldn't, I don't think a lot of people could believe it happened that night. The last race of the season, he goes out there and just makes that fantastic lap. Do you think somebody will ever break that record? Do you think he'll break it someday?
I don't know if I'll break
That
it.
is a loaded question.
That was a loaded question. I shouldn't have. But you know your way around Tacoma. Just like you know your way around Livonia and Tacoma too. You run Tacoma, Westminster, and You said you'd never been to Westminster.
I've never raced there before.
Okay. It's a little different track.
It's fast.
It's a fast track, and
Different.
we're talking about compared to Westminster and Toccoa, Livonia is very young as far as age goes. Toccoa is the oldest operating dirt track in the state of Georgia. I don't know how many people know that. There have been a lot of dirt tracks that didn't make it, it's gone under. Before long, we're going to try to get Buck Simmons on the show and let him talk about some of the history and tell us some of the things that he's seen and some of the old tracks. Okay, we'll come back and talk to these two fellows in just a little bit, but right now, listen to this.
If you want the best lawn care products, North Georgia Equipment Parts has the best at the best prices. Ask about the uptime guarantee to all lawn maintenance companies. North Georgia Equipment Parts has a large selection of Echo leaf blowers, hedge trimmers, lawn edgers, string trimmers, and more. There's even a 2-year warranty and a lifetime ignition module warranty. From Clarksville, Georgia, take Highway 17, the Toccoa Highway, to North Georgia Equipment Parts, or call toll-free at 877-779-7278.
Baby, look up, there's our star in the middle of the sky, shining where we are to comfort you and I. While I hold you in the dark, I hope you see the light and passion of my heart in the simple.
If you're interested in having a fun time, yet help the community and help those less fortunate than you need to consider becoming a Lion. Both the Cornelia Lions Clubs and the Clarksville Lions Club would love to have you as a member. Why don't you get in touch with a Lions Club member today? The Cornelia Lions meet on the first and third Monday at 6:30 at the Steakhouse in Baldwin. By the way, the ladies of the Lions are calling for the Children's Film Festival tickets now. So when one calls you, dig deep and support your Lions Clubs. Or go to www.cornelialions.org. The Children's Film Festival is a project of the Cornelia Lions Club. Do you read it? You want to read about all the latest local racing news? Well, pick up a copy of Rolling Thunder, the magazine for the little guy. It's on sale at many area racetracks now, or go to www.rtmag.us. Read about the latest events at your favorite track. Pick up your copy this weekend at many of the local area racing tracks. Rolling Thunder magazine, the magazine for the little guy.
All right, welcome back to Rolling Thunder. And one joke we've had going here behind the scenes tonight, Kenny, every time we take a break, runs to make sure his hat's on straight. And you're doing a good job. Your hat is on straight.
I don't wear without a hat.
Oh, you don't?
I'm
Okay.
going to take it out of school, I get mad.
Uh-oh. So don't take his hat off or you'll get mad. That's the main thing. Little question for you. And y'all won't have a whole lot of time to think about this. Y'all are 14, you'll be out driving on the streets here in a couple of years, maybe before. When you get your first speeding ticket, Ethan, what are you going to go home and tell your mom and dad?
Here, pay this.
All right, Kenny, you just got your first speeding ticket. And you think, what am I going to do? What are you going to do?
Don't tell them.
You don't tell them?
No.
Well, somebody...
At least don't tell Daddy. I'm going to tell Mom.
Oh, just don't tell Daddy, huh?
No.
Well, Mom won't tell Dad.
Yeah.
I couldn't resist asking him that. We was joking with him during the break there.
Yeah. Grandpa.
You gonna tell your grandpa? He'll take care of you, huh? Grandpa, what's that song that Ray Stevens does, Bad Little Boy? Grandpa will get me anything, But anyway, I do appreciate y'all coming over tonight. One of you came down, one of you came over. You came down from up in Raven County. You came from way over in Madison. But I do appreciate it. Y'all been good guests. We've had a good time tonight. I think people are interested in the younger drivers. A lot of people don't realize that we got drivers 14 years old and under. Ethan, you started driving cars when you was about 11?
Yes.
Okay, and you were 11. So both of them started young, and a lot of people don't realize too that the dirt tracks here in the South are a training ground for the bigger money stuff. I don't know how to put it. NASCAR, and of course in Rolling Thunder we don't really get into NASCAR that much, but I am proud to know these two fellas. I think they deserve a big round of applause. about the speed. No, I'm just kidding. We'll be back again next week with some interesting things. Of course, we got, like I said, we'll try to get Buck Simmons up here so we can talk to him. And we've talked about other people. And I want to send a special thank you out to somebody. We just call him Paper Man. He lives up in Salem, South Carolina. He's been a lot of help to us. Everybody knows Paper Man. He's a friend. If he's your friend, he's your friend. And I just want Paper Man to know I appreciate all of his help. He's helped me line up guests and everything, got me phone numbers, gave me some ideas. And maybe in the next few weeks, we're going to bring people in here like, Bruce Taylor. We talked about he'd be a good guest. Somewhere down the line, maybe Jack Pennington and other people. So we got a lot of things coming up, and we want you to join us every week for Rolling Thunder.